Tonight we're celebrating the free enterprise system. We're excited because we're honoring the business company of the year under 100 employees, the business company of the year over 100 employees, the young executive of the year, and the executive of the year. And to top everything off, we're inducting this year's Laureate into the Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Newton Thomas, who has done a phenomenal job with his organization, and the impact they've had in the greater Baton Rouge area has been phenomenal.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2018 Baton Rouge Business Awards and Hall of Fame celebration. I'm Stephanie Riegel, editor of the Business Report, and it's a pleasure for me to be here tonight. This is one of our signature events of the year, and I'm so happy to be a part of it, and so happy you all are here too. Before we get started, let's give a hand to our talented musicians who played while we were visiting, the Fleur-de-Lis Strings. It's hard to believe, but tonight's event is our 35th year of celebrating individual and corporate success achieved in our free enterprise system, and we're honored that you are here to join us. While this event honors today's successful people and companies, it also honors future entrepreneurs through junior achievement. And as you just saw in that video, JA's primary goal is to help transform kids of today into the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. As we celebrate individual and organizational achievement this evening, it's important to remember that our country was built on faith, courage, innovation, prayer, determination, and a spirit of entrepreneurship. So at this time, I would like to ask Reverend Raymond Jetson, president of Metromorphosis, to join us and lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand? Our partner this evening is Junior Achievement. Through Volunteers, Junior Achievement delivers kindergarten through 12th grade programs to foster work readiness, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy skills, all to inspire students to dream big and reach their potential. This is only possible through innovative partnership between the business community, educators, and many volunteers, many of you who are in this room. These students develop competitive skills, and their success bolsters the local workforce and contributes to the economic growth in our region and our state. I would encourage you to volunteer some of your time to Junior Achievement's mission. I know firsthand the impact that Junior Achievement can have on kids. The first time I was exposed to it, the world of entrepreneurship and the concept of profit, was when I got involved as a high school student in New Orleans. And since then, much more recently, I've volunteered with Junior Achievement here in Baton Rouge, both in the public schools and private schools, and I just can't say enough about what a wonderful experience it is. We want to thank again this year our presenting sponsors, Franklin and Capital One, for their longtime support. And we'd also like to recognize this year Hannes T. Bourgeois CPA, a new sponsor. So please, let's give them all a hand. Each year at this event, we have a number of past honorees in the audience, and we would like to recognize you. So if you are a past honoree or work for a company that is a past winner, would you please stand? And now it's time for our presentation, the reason you are all here. Here to introduce this year's Business Awards winners, please help me welcome Chairman and Publisher of the Baton Rouge Business Report, Rolf McAllister.
Good evening. It's certainly my pleasure and honor to be up here again for the 35th time. And I certainly look forward to this event every year. It is, I think, very special. And on behalf of Business Report and Junior Achievement, let me just add my welcome and thanks to all of you who joined us for the 35th Annual Business Awards and Hall of Fame. We're glad you're here. We want you to have a good time, relax, kick back. We've got some great awards and honorees tonight to celebrate, and certainly our Hall of Fame laureate, Newton Thomas. The entrepreneurs and business people we salute tonight are examples of what it takes to survive, grow, and thrive in business. But they are not alone. All of you in this room contribute to the growth of our community, provide leadership, and make Baton Rouge the special place that it is. You are Baton Rouge. And on the 35th anniversary, I want to take just a minute to share a little business report history about our Hall of Fame laureate, my good friend Newton Thomas, who will be recognized later. Now, you all saw our recent cover where Newton is featured. He's got a good-looking smile, doesn't he? You know? So you saw this one. But what you may have never seen is the premiere issue of Business Report from 1982, September 1982. Here it is. And the cover story was on Louisiana entrepreneurs. And there, listed on the cover, right here, was Newton Thomas, just 38 years old. He was included there along with Huey Wilson, who is also the late Huey Wilson, who is a Hall of Fame laureate. And I just want to say to Newton that quite a journey he has been on between those two editions. But we're certainly proud of him. So anyway, Business Report established these awards in 1984 as a celebration of success. We wanted to talk about the good things going on in Baton Rouge. And Steve Forbes was our first featured speaker to kick off that inaugural event. We appreciate our partners for this event, Junior Achievement, Franklin, Capital One, and Hennessy Bourgeois. I want to thank our community panel of judges who are listed in your program for their time year after year. And a personal thanks to Abby, Millie, Caitlin, and our staff, as well as Michelle and J.A. for preparing tonight's celebration. At this time, I want to invite our Mayor President, Sharon Weston Broom, to the stage as we present the awards and thank her for being here this evening.
Good evening, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you, Rolf, and the Business Report for recognizing and acknowledging all of you all who contribute to the fabric of our community, making it a strong and thriving community. And especially, I congratulate all of the recipients tonight and look forward to spending the evening with you. Thank you so much.
Okay, and now for the Business Award winners, which were each profiled in the Business Report by our outstanding editorial team and photographed by the talented Marie Constantine. First up, Young Business Person of the Year. Chad Foster has always had the tenacity and drive to be successful, but few things in life prepare you for waking up one August morning and discovering your business is swamped under 6 feet of water. Not only was Foster's Gator Millworks in Denham Springs out of commission, but the homes of many of his employees were also flooded. Disaster struck just after the company had finished a $1 million custom cabinetry job on the suites of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. That was a big moment in the life of the company, but rather than being able to celebrate, Foster found himself in a crisis with a new mission, finding a sander so he could finish his job in LSU's Patrick Taylor Hall to generate enough money to stay in business and keep paying his employees. Foster, through a connection, reached out to a custom cabinet maker in Texas who was willing to loan him the necessary tools to stay in business. He drove to Houston, saved his company, and a year later returned the favor, lending help to those impacted by Hurricane Harvey. This is the story of Chad Foster: face challenges, seek solutions, embrace change, and press forward. It was what he did at the age 13, constantly asking questions to learn more about his craft when he first began at the woodworking company. It is what he did in 2004, leaving Southeastern Louisiana University to take over the company when his father, Randy Big Dog Foster, was hospitalized. He didn't just assume management of Gator Millworks, he bought the company. His perseverance and passion for excellence are paying off. And next year, he and his 45 employees will move into a new 72,000 square foot facility, tripling their current space. But Foster isn't just about business. His eyes light up when he talks about his family, especially his wife and young daughters, Elena and Mia. He loves traditional family time at their Watson home. This 38-year-old CEO says, "My father always told me, you only get one name in this world. Do the right thing and everything else falls into place." And if there is one thing constant in life, it's change. If you don't change, the world can't evolve. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Young Business Person of the Year, Chad Foster.
Good evening. I'd like to thank Junior Achievement, Baton Rouge Business Report, all the sponsors, the selection committee for selecting me for this award. I'll admit, the last few weeks I've struggled with how I would present this tonight. Today, I reached out to a friend of mine, Nick Hexum. For those who don't know who Nick is, he is the lead singer of a band, 311. His advice to me was, be myself, speak from my heart. He also ended his message by saying, courage is not the absence of fear, but taking an action in spite of fear. To me, that means doing something I've never done before without having fear. Standing up here tonight alone is difficult for me in a lot of ways. I've always been surrounded by a staff of people that's here tonight that supported me in my future, and they have been amazing to be a part of Gator Millworks. I admit. One of the biggest supporters through my career has been my wife, Kelly. I could not imagine my life without her today. She gave me two beautiful daughters in this world, Elena and Mia. Having them both here tonight is also a great thing. I hope one day this will be inspiring for them later in life. I'd like to say thank you to my mom, Kathy Boudreaux. My mother's been a dedicated realtor in the Baton Rouge area for 17 years. The dedication she's put into her career has also inspired me to be the person I am today. Thank you. I also would like to thank my father, Randy, for teaching me the business of being a carpenter. For those things in life is why I am today as well. I'd like to thank the entire staff at Gator Millworks. Many of them are in attendance tonight, and I cannot say how much joy it brings me to be surrounded by you every day. There isn't enough time for me tonight to thank each and every one of you individually, but in fact is that there's so many of you who are truly humbling. I'm proud of all the support you've given me in this company. I guess to tell you a little bit how we got here as me in the business. My father and Gary Henson started the business 24 years ago. We were a residential millwork company, and over the last 10, 15 years, we have developed into what we are today, which is also a residential millwork company and commercial millwork company. We supply millwork throughout this whole region. We enjoy to change things, be innovative with new technologies in our business. Today we have a total staff of about 45 employees looking to grow and change how we do things with adding staff to our new facility, which is going to be breaking ground now, but May of 19 when we actually go into the facility. Excuse me. Give me a table saw and I'll be a little bit better. I will say that one of the most defining moments of my life was August of 2016. I know a lot of people in this room were affected by this horrific flooding event. For us, it was life-changing. It connected us as a company in ways that I would have never dreamed of. The staff came together to help each other get through difficult times. I know that is always a great thing to do, unfortunately, in a bad situation, but always when there's bad, there comes good. And I guess that's pretty much it. So, thank you.
next category is Business of the Year, less than 100 employees. Software never sleeps. Not only is that what the string of ones and zeros spell out in the company's new corporate headquarters, but it's also a philosophy that's enabled this year's Company of the Year to grow from a small startup in 2004 into a multi-million-dollar corporation with 60 employees and a new $20 million corporate campus. This is not the story about a company embracing disruption simply because it's the new buzzword. It's about the simple belief that technology, if one understands the possibilities, can help any business operate better and more efficiently. That was the belief when Mo Vige fused his academic background in computer science and industrial engineering to create General Informatics. What began as a company created to help clients improve and manage their IT has evolved into one where every aspect of a customer's operation is ripe for disruption. Disruption, like software, also never sleeps. And evolution has been at the heart of General Informatics' corporate culture. In early 2017, the company acquired Technaris, a regional tech company, to expand its programming division. Earlier this year, TC Telecom was purchased, enabling the company to better match its physical and digital capabilities. And then there is this disruption of changing perspectives. During a pitch to Walmart executives, someone from the audience asked Vige and his team, "When did Baton Rouge start doing technology?" Vige's first reaction was the company needed to move to Silicon Valley if it wanted to compete. His team settled on another idea: change minds by proving technology is being done in Baton Rouge. Rather than move, Vige committed to spending $20 million on a corporate campus named At Highland, which opened in January. And this office is as cool as the company, equipped with a multitude of leading-edge technologies, from facial recognition that supports after-hours security to an outdoor LED lighting system that illuminates in festive colors. This fall, it will light up in purple and gold every time LSU's football team scores. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, I couldn't resist, okay? We are glad this team decided to stay in Baton Rouge, and they're definitely proving that Baton Rouge does technology. Our Company of the Year, General Informatics.
Now comes the hard part. You know, I've done it a few times, but every time you were here, my brother, who's visiting from California yesterday, sends me an email. It says, just relax and breathe deep before the speech. And the first 2 to 3 minutes are the hardest, and then it gets easy. Well, it gets better. The next email is from Business Report saying, please keep your speech to 2 to 3 minutes. So I was fortunate enough to be here sharing the stage with Governor Buddy Roemer in 2010. If any of you who was here at that time, he brought a list of 165 employees here and thanked every one of them. The best part was I learned, because like Chad, I was the first one, and I was like, I could have done that. And then then I realized, well, and the best part was the music, like the Academy Awards, the music never played. He didn't have to leave, nothing. I was like, okay. So lucky for you, we have only 60 employees. Okay. Just kidding, just kidding. But but still we have a few of them who are here with us tonight, and I would ask, as I name them, to please stand up where you are. Melanie Yuse, Allison Miller, Arul Nair, Devin Zito, Denver, Kim, Gretchen, Nick, Margaret. Please stay standing. Chad, you must be thinking I could have done that too. That's what I felt. So like, well, now comes a prepared speech, hold on. No, but really, yeah, okay. So the story of GI is really not any different than, any other small business. What the business requires, really first, most of the businesses, let's admit, it starts as a exercise in self-employment. And then, if you are lucky, if you're lucky, okay, but if you have good ideas, you have a good strategy, you have a vision, every company has a vision. You take that vision and you divide up into smaller goals every year, annual goals or quarterly goals. And then those goals have tasks in which you allocate to your team. And you basically say, these are the tasks you have to do every week, and you measure them, that's happening. And that's really, I feel, is a pretty scientific way of, achieving decent success. But in all schools, we have a great entrepreneurship program in LSU, teach this part of it. But I think the key ingredient, which generally, that people cursorily cover, is the secret sauce of any organization. It's the team. It's the people who are standing right there who make it happen. So you can have any goal. So I really, let's give them a big hand, please. So, I was supposed to say an interesting phrase, I forgot it. Okay. But I will still say it because I love it. Okay, so it says, vision without execution is hallucination. So if there's one thing you take from here, please take this. Okay. So, yeah, but really, vision without execution is hallucination, and you really need a great team to make that execution happen. So thank you. You guys can sit down, please, now. Okay. All right, so this year, and I couldn't have done a better job, one of my friends, Mark Domaney, said, make sure you sell. I said, Mark, Rolf will do that. So, but really, we are very excited to be at our new headquarters. It's called At Highland, and if you've been on Bluebonnet in Highland, you can't miss that building. And we have the great architects and MAP who did a tremendous job on the project. So, not only do we have a new headquarters, which is amazing, the kind of products, the cutting edge technology we're creating is really, really even better than our campus right now. And 2018, I feel it's in 2019 is going to be an excellent, not just for general informatics, but for Baton Rouge. Because I really feel that we're going to be out there. Things that our team has been working for literally for years now is kind of baked. It's about to go out in the open, and I'm very, very positive that it's going to create a lot of vibes. In fact, we have Hiller Moore here, and Hiller, thank you for bringing 23 DAs from all over the country to show them what we are doing, and I believe they were pretty happy and excited to see where things are going. So that's the other part. Okay, the story of GI, I already said that. Okay. Yes, so what else do? We create cutting edge products, but also for the group who's here, we really, like what Rolf said, we are creating not really disruption. I really feel it's an transformation. We're seeing this happening all over the place where small technologies, because everyone has sensors in their hand in terms of your smartphones. And that coupled with some of the computing progress that's happening in the cloud really changes the world. You have to really imagine what happened 30 years ago when internet came and things changed for, we are a different world as it was 30 years ago. So I really want you to encourage you to think that, not encourage, but I really want you to think that in 2 years from now, with three things, your handsets, your phones, the cloud, and you keep hearing about artificial intelligence, things are about to change to a same degree that happened with the onset of internet. So what are you doing for that? And we have many clients sitting here, and you guys are doing great. And those who are not our clients, come to us. Yeah, thank you again.
All right, our next category is Company of the Year, 100 or more employees. What do you call a single father of 4 children who thinks it would be a bright idea to quit a good-paying job at Kaiser Aluminum to start a trade school for industry technicians. Well, if you're a friend or a member of Joe Martin's family in the early 1970s, the answer would be simply, crazy. But Martin saw something his friends and family did not. On jobs he did training technicians in Jamaica and right here in Baton Rouge, Martin realized finding qualified talent was not easy. He knew there needed to be a better pipeline for talent, which is why, against the advice of pretty much everyone in his life, Joe Martin Jr. left his job in 1973 to open the International Technical Institute, granting certification in instrumentation and later adding programs in welding, electrical, and process operations. The risky move paid off. Fast forward 44 years, and the college, now called ITI Technical College, has trained more than 10,000 technicians for industry jobs across the region. ITI has been under the leadership of CEO Joe Martin III since 1998, when his father passed away. In 2017, Forbes magazine included the college in its inaugural list of top 30 two-year trade schools, ranking the school 24th in the nation. ITI was the only school in the southeastern United States to make the list. Joe Martin and his three sisters, who now own the school, are continuing their father's once crazy vision. Martin points out that one of the things that makes ITI great is its long-term employees who have been with the college an average of 20 years. He also credits their graduates. Martin says, I tell our students all the time, your success is our success. We can only survive in this business if you're successful in the workplace. Like father, like son, at ITI, the mission of serving both students and regional employers continues. Please welcome our Company of the Year, ITI Technical College. Joe.
No, I tell you, I wish my dad was alive to see this, but he died unexpectedly in 1998 and left myself and my three sisters, Lenny, Diane, and Angel, to continue his dream. And we had such encouragement from people. They were calling us and saying, hey, good luck. Only 20% of family-owned businesses make it to the second generation. So with that encouragement, we worked even harder to make his dream come true. But I'm not going to lie to you. This award is not about me. It's about a great staff. We just took a picture over in the corner, and I brought some of my staff with me. And just in that one picture, and there was probably only 10 of us or so, there was 300 years of experience at ITI. And that's how you build a great company, is with great people. And so I'd like to recognize my staff. I brought everyone who had over 20 years with ITI. So guys, if you would stand up and be recognized, I'd appreciate it. And just let you all know, staff, and if you'll tell the others that are not here, especially the instructors who are there for the day-to-day, if you let them know that this award is really about them, of what they've accomplished. And to get the Forbes magazine's top 30 and now this, I'm on cloud nine. So thank you again. I appreciate it.
Our final category and award is for Business Person of the Year. Diane Allen is a pioneer. She didn't care that the advertising game in 1970s Baton Rouge was a male-dominated industry. It may have been the days of Mad Men, but Allen, always a risk-taker, had a drive to start her own agency. Even more astonishing for the times, the former ad manager for an industrial conglomerate out of Cleveland wanted to make her mark in industrial advertising. Like any great entrepreneur, the key to success is finding an untapped niche. And Allen knew the lucrative industrial sector was being largely ignored by most agencies in town, who preferred the glitz of retail and manufacturing. So that was the game plan when Allen, along with co-founder and creative director Al McDuff, in 1976 launched Diane Allen and Associates. Being first is one thing, but being the best is another. Sensing trouble for the industrial sector in the early 1980s, Allen began diversifying her business. The agency's big break came in the famous red box with a black ribbon, landing the Lee Michaels account. Lee Michaels would not be Lee Michaels without what Diane Allen did for us, says Lee Michael Berg. They put us on the map. They worked together for 15 years, creating such hallmark campaigns as the name on the box, and every box has a story, which Lee Michaels still uses today. The ad agency that began 42 years ago now boasts some of the biggest accounts in Baton Rouge, such as Raising Cane's and Window World. Diane Allen's late father, who loved Shakespeare, would often repeat the famous lines to his daughter, "Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown." Allen says, humility is the true key to success. Humility keeps you focused and hungry to continue the journey. Reflecting on a career of pioneering success, she remembers all the employees, freelancers, and interns, many of whom have fanned out across the country but still remain in touch, who made it all possible. Allen says, "I'm not married, I don't have kids. They're my life. Everyone employed here is like family to me." People say true winners stand on the shoulders of giants, and they are my giants. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2018 Business Person of the Year, Diane Allen.
Thank you, Rolf, Business Report, and Junior Achievement for this great honor. I am so humbled. And like all the other winners tonight, I've been sitting for weeks trying to write a speech for tonight. And I realized, don't write a speech, Diane, just speak from your heart. I'm a very blessed woman. And tonight I share this award with my partner, Al McDuff, of 42 years. I share this award with my employees. They are my family. They are Diane Allen Associates. Diane Allen had the guts to start the business, and I've remained in the business. But as Rolf said, I would not be here if it was not for them. They are my giants. They are the ones that every day they put the work in. And if I could take their talent, their intelligence, their work ethic, and put it in a bottle and give each and every one of you just a piece of it, you too would be successful. That is just how lucky I am. Baton Rouge has been good to me. And the first person who took a break and decided that they would work with me, even though I turned him down, was Lee Michael Berg. When he came into town, he came to me and he said, "I want you to handle the advertising." Al and I, we talked about it and we said, "Ooh, that's going to be a lot. He's going to demand a lot from us." So, we met with him. We said, "We don't think we can do it, Lee." Well, that was the only thing that he needed to hear, was the fact that we turned him down. So he comes back. He's like a little puppy. He comes to the door and he says, "Now you need to handle this account." "All right, Lee, let's just start from the beginning and see if we can work together." Well, we did. And I'm going to tell you, he was my mentor. He's not here tonight. He made a phone call to me and he congratulated me. But I must say, if it had not been for Lee and Brenda Berg giving me my first chance with my first big account to prove myself, and Al, we probably would not be here today, because he took us through some rough times. We went through 4 recessions, and I consider 1986 a depression. And we survived, and we survived together. I have many wonderful accounts. Some are here today, some are gone, some have merged, some have left the city. But I have so many people to thank, for they've allowed me to walk in their footsteps, and they're not here today. Because, as I said, I've been here a pretty long time. When you look at, almost 45 years, and I'm still standing. I'm still vertical. But I have a lot of people to thank for that. I was surprised tonight. I mean, one of the most precious things I have done in my career is I have been a mentor to many interns coming through LSU, and probably over 300. And tonight they surprised me with one of my first, who is now in Hollywood, and he has an animatronics studio. He's an Oscar winner, and I'm proud. I thought to myself, you know, this is what you have won. This is what has been given back to you. I want to thank my wonderful staff, Nancy, Chris, Donnie, Caitlin, Taylor, Brittany, Brad, Al, Sam. I'm trying to name them all because I said they are my family. They make Diane Allen and Associates what they are today. I also want to thank several other people that have been in my life through many years, that have worked with me. Alvin Spears, he's my spiritual guidance, has been each and every day for the past 25 years. Grady Layfield, thank you for keeping me on the path. Without you, I would not be standing here tonight. There are many. I have so many things to be thankful for, but most of all, my most precious treasure is my family. My 86-year-old mother, who's here with me tonight, I'm so fortunate, who has loved me unconditionally. My brother Eddie and my sister-in-law Kathy, my beautiful niece Carolyn and her husband Dwayne, and my heart, Austin and Logan. I never had kids, but they're my great nephews, and I love them with all my heart. I'm blessed. And I want to thank everyone in this room, because when I walked in tonight and looked around, I realized something. You know, Diane, you've already grabbed the brass ring. Look at the people. Look at the names. Look at the companies. You are part of Baton Rouge's economic engine, and you are a blessed lady. So thank you so much.
Okay. Woo. All right. Well, as the program continues, you know, I want to say on behalf of my wife Tita and our business partners, Julio and Sherry Malera, our dedicated business support, 225 and Register, 1012, all the publications, our teams that we have, just like everybody has said, you know, we couldn't do this without them, and we're certainly blessed as well. So, but I want to congratulate all of our winners and our Hall of Fame laureate. We're very proud of each and one of you, and want to again say to all the companies here, we love serving Baton Rouge and being a part of this community. And I want to add my personal thanks to each of you for celebrating this 35th anniversary tonight. So now comes the time to present this year's Hall of Fame laureate. So please welcome the President of Junior Achievement to the stage, Paula Dawson.
Good evening. Boy, it took me a second to collect myself. I'm glad Rolf gave me a second. Good evening, and thank you again for joining us for this special occasion. Before our presentation this evening, I'd like to personally express my appreciation to our presenting sponsors, Franklin and Capital One, and our new sponsor, Hannes T. Bourgeois CPAs. We also want to thank Lee Michael Fine Jewelry for the beautiful Crystal Award for this Hall of Fame, Billy Harriman's Florist, and special thank you to the wonderful team at JCW Productions for producing tonight's Hall of Fame video. The Business Hall of Fame Award was created to recognize those individuals for a lifetime of achievement in the greater Baton Rouge business community. Tonight, we honor one very special individual. He joins a prestigious group of laureates that you can find in your program. He's used his personal ideals to execute his vision and has built an extremely successful company. Tonight's inductee has worked hard to shape his company and our community. He's created a legacy that will impact us for many years. Please join me in welcoming 2018 Hall of Fame Laureate, Mr. Thomas Newton.
Well, who'da thunk? If that sounds irreverent, it's not. I'll explain it a little bit later in, but that is my personal motto starting about 5 years ago. This is just, first off, I couldn't comprehend. I got to tell a fun story. I saw Rolf at one of the many functions that they host, and he and I have been involved with a bunch of things in the past, done things together, a lot of times political action types of things, as y'all would well imagine. And I saw him and I said, Rolf, I don't get to see you anymore. Let's go get lunch. I have no agenda. I have nothing that I want to talk to you about other than just catch up with each other and see how our lives are going. He said, that'd be great. And then, a week later, I get a phone call from his secretary, very organized, setting up a lunch. I went, God, he's efficient. So we're going to go and meet at his office, and I'm going to meet at his office, and then we're going to go to get lunch. And I get up there, and they said, well, he'll be out in a minute. He's in a meeting. And he comes out of the meeting with Paula, okay? Well, it's just fine. And they are talking for a minute, and then they come over, and he says, let's go in the conference room together and talk. And I'm going, wait, we're supposed to be going to lunch, what is this? And this is, by the way, is embarrassing on my behalf, but still. And we sit down, and he says, I'd like you to meet Paula. She's the president of Junior Achievement. And I go, my personality, I go, Rolf, I said I wanted to go to lunch, and here you are doing a fundraiser. And that's when they broke the news to me that I had won this award. I was the most sheepest awardee ever in the history of this. So I came back just chuckling at myself. Oh, unbelievable. But the who'da thunk is that in reality, I couldn't even understand receiving the award in all candor. And I struggled with trying to understand it. One of the things I did was to try to say, give me the list of the prior winners. And I got that just to see if I could see a pattern or see an understanding. And to the compliment of the group, I think, it was the most eclectic group you've ever seen. There was no common theme that you saw in it. There were a lot of different attributes with a lot of different people. And when I looked at that list of people, it was just an unbelievable honor to think that you could be included on the same list with them. And what an unbelievable recognition to receive. I know y'all had to see the video. I've got a couple of things. My family gives me good advice. They said, go up there and say thank you and sit down. So, unfortunately for everyone around me, I don't take advice very well. But there were a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Y'all saw maybe when they were doing the video of me, I had a Live It shirt, but that's one of the mottos. But what happened is, in our company, quite simply, we have a set of values. They did show that. They're on the wall at every office, at every job site trailer, and we survey every year to find out, an anonymous survey from our employees, are we living by these values? But it's values for the employees, for management. It's how we communicate with each other. It's how we deal with our vendors. It's how we deal with our customers. And we survey to it every year, and it's the holy grail in my company. And when we get that survey back, we then sit down with all of the divisions. There's 13 different operating divisions. And we go through what they said with a facilitator and say, we want to understand what you think, and then we will have an action plan, and then we'll get back with you next year. So it's a very intensive listen to what your employees are saying and make sure that you're going to have that dynamic. And so Bruce Beard, who was running the company behind me, we got John Shemp running it now. That's second generation. We've actually got third generation working for the company right now, which is kind of, again, for me, the people part of this is unbelievable. But So Bruce was out in California. Think of California with all the things that are going on in the news right now. And we're in industrial construction. And one of the guys came up to Bruce and told him, he said, look, I'm a union electrician. I've worked in this field for many a year. And he said, I've worked for a lot of different companies, which in a union environment is pretty common. He said, y'all are the most exceptional company and operate like no other company I've ever been around, which of course is obviously a very flattering. Okay. And he said, in addition to that, he said, let me tell you, he said, I'm also a Marine. And as a Marine, I don't know how much you know about the Marines. We have a code and we have a motto. Our motto is Semper Fi. And he said, if you say that to any Marine, it is our lifeblood. And he said, this company is so talented, they need a motto. And then Bruce came back and said, and he had tried to learn about it and find out about it. And he came to appreciate what a compliment it was. I knew it because I know some Marines. And so we did, this was 5 years ago, really 6 years ago. And we did a deal to come up with what would be our motto. So at our 40th anniversary, which literally was 5 years ago, we announced, because we let the employees participate in trying to come up with it, and it's live it is the motto that you saw on my shirt. And so we've got lots of shirts and hats and coats, but it's an internal thing. It's not a marketing thing. We don't do it to the outside. It is for us. It is the rallying cry for our employees. What I think is one of the significant things that comes out of it, if you're in a meeting, no matter what level the meeting is, management meeting or just the employees together, it is the shorthand that you can say, live it, and it means, are we doing things consistent with the values and beliefs of the company? And it makes everybody take a step back and then dig into whatever is being discussed and make sure we're doing it consistent with them. And so I'm unbelievably proud. And I announced it at we have get-togethers. We just had 600 employees here at the Centroplex for a company-wide gathering. But this one was we do it every 5 years. Everyone has all their own meetings in all of those 13 divisions every year, twice a year. But so at this one 5 years ago, we announced the winner. And now the end of that story was I announced this was the winning one, live it. And it's our motto, your motto. This is something that we hope is going to help keep this company when I'm going on the path that I believe in. And I said, now, honestly, I said, if I were going to tell you I was going to give you my motto, it'd have been, who'd have thunk? And everybody's laughing. And it's no different than what I said when I stood up here, because it was, first off, the success of my company just is unimaginable to me. And the buy-in of our people with the belief system that we operate under and the fact that it is their company, and we share our profits with them to an unbelievable degree. So it is, in the reality, not just an appreciation. They know that it's their company. We've, for the last 13 years, given 60% of our pre-tax earnings to the employees. Okay. So they're not questioning, is this their company? So, but in the typical irreverent, we have a very irreverent organization as well, which is, you can kind of tell just listening to me. So they turned around and they printed a shirt for me. That is, who'da thunk? And I wear it very proudly because I wear my who'da thunk shirt. And then, of course, equally irreverent, they said, well, we need to get a shirt. Betsy, my wife, and has a Live It shirt, but they said, no, she needs her own motto. Her shirt that's been printed says, live with it. And I hate to tell you, she wears it very proudly, okay? But that is the perfect segue to say another one of the blessings. I find myself so blessed as an individual, it's unbelievable. But one of the blessings is my wife. And so here we're going to have this month is the company's 45th anniversary. In a couple of months, it'll be our 40th anniversary. And she's just been there this whole time. And as others have said, I've got two wonderful daughters, okay, Catherine and Lindsay. Y'all saw some pictures. And I've got two son-in-laws that in reality, Jim Enzer and Tom Easterly, that in reality are my sons. I mean, just really close. And I'm blessed because my whole family lives in Baton Rouge, including 6 grandkids. So life can't get much more blessed. And the company is doing better without me. They love to tease me all the time about it. But, why are you coming in? We're doing so well. But the reality is they're worried about the profitability of the company. I don't worry about it. I'm worried to make sure that we're living by the values. And the values survey has gotten higher and higher. I won't go into the numbers, but unbelievable success that we're living by the values and that people have espoused it and it's their company. And so, but let me come back to mention to my family. Imagine, because this is kind of one of those things that would be normal in the world. When your vision is to take the biggest assets you own and tell your family, when I die, it's going into a charitable trust. 60% of the profit goes to the employees, 6% will go to charity, and y'all get nothing, But unbelievably, my wife and my family have been totally supportive of that belief. Once again, it's just a blessing in life, okay? In our values, one of the things was up there, we talked about vendors. I'm laughing because we've got been in business 45 years. 3 of our principal relationships with not clients, but with our service industries. Chase is our bank. Hannes T. Bourgeois is our auditing firm. Taylor Porter, and these are all people that are in this Baton Rouge community. They've all been with our firm and our firm for 45 years. We believe in the same way with our employees, but with our partners that are helping us be successful. It's a long-term relationship. So I stand before you, and now I'll take the advice of my family and say thank you, but I'll give it in the following way. First off, everyone acknowledged, and of course we've got some bright lights, I didn't realize, but I wanted our employees to stand up. I had a crowd come that I had no idea. I get credit for the philosophical, let's just be candid, but the operational excellence that these people have done for all these years is them. And as I backed away, they're even doing better without me. Diane, you know that just makes you so proud when you see someone that was a protege do well. It just makes you so proud. So my thank you would be for all of our client relationship people and for our employees that are here. My thank you is to say, live it. Okay, my family, live with it. And to y'all there in the crowd, who'd have thunk? Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Business Report and Junior Achievement and tonight's sponsors, Capital One Bank, Franklin, and Hannes T. Bourgeois CPAs. Thank y'all for being here. Good night.
Gator Millworks is a architectural millwork firm located in Denham Springs, Louisiana. We're a 24-year-old company that has serviced the south of Louisiana a lot, and also along with states of Texas and Mississippi with architectural millwork for cabinets, trim for residential and commercial projects.
What was your reaction when you found out you won the award?
I was a little bit obviously shocked. It was, for me, I'm not very take well with accepting personal awards, so it was very humbling for me to be honored for such an award.
What's your vision for this area?
The vision for this area to me is just continue to change and challenge for growth.
So you're from Baton Rouge. If you've traveled on Bluebonnet and Highland, if you see that new glass building that's popped up, that's our company, General Informatics. And we apply technology to make businesses more successful. And
what was your reaction when you found out you won the award?
Well, it was we were very pleased. We've been doing it. This was one of the awards we're looking forward to it for the last almost 5 years, that we should be at that stage. So we're glad we were able to achieve it. Yeah.
What's your vision for Baton Rouge?
I think Baton Rouge needs to, I'm a technologist, so I'm really hoping that as much input our state government and city has put into technology, that we become a hub for technology in the South.
Well, ITI is a technical college that's been here in Baton Rouge for over 40 years. We have over 600 students on campus, and most of our programs are in the industrial fields. To receive the honor was very humbling, very exciting, and it's our second honor this year. We received Forbes magazine's top 30 colleges in America, so it was like, it's just a blessing. I love what I'm seeing. Talking with people just yesterday about the economy and how things are just exploding now, home sales. I'm just excited about the opportunities here in our state and in our city.
I've been in business now for 45 years. We have a marketing strategy company. We buy media, we create media. We're one of these that we can take what is real and we make it magical. It's been a long road, but a very successful, business for me. I'm honored and I'm humbled by this award tonight. I was in shock, really, because I've known Rolf for a long time. And when he started out, and he would call on me, he was a salesman, not for Business Report, but for the Enterprise newspaper. But as I said, I'm very humbled. I share this with my partner, Al McDuff, and my staff, which they are incredible. If I could buy their intelligence, their, how they feel, their work ethic, I would bottle it and I would give everybody in the room a sample of it tonight, because they are what make Diane Allen and Associates. Baton Rouge is at the best place it can be. I mean, I've been here, I've been through 4 recessions and 1 depression. And I would say that right now we are, and we do have a lot to look forward to. I mean, the growth spurt is there. Businesses are looking at Baton Rouge. I mean, we brought in so many industrial companies now that are expanding. Exxon is expanding, and I mean, that's growth for Baton Rouge.
The business is, there are 13 different offices all over the country, California, 3 in Texas, about 5 in Louisiana, spread all over, principally industrial construction. We do fabrication and engineering, but industrial construction and mostly electrical and automation, the computers that run the plants. I had a hard time even understanding it, in all candor. I mean, I finally said, look, give me the list of people that have won so I can at least have some idea. And then I looked at the list and I'm going, first off, it's an eclectic group that were just wonderful group of people, a lot of whom I know, and I'm going, to be put in that peer group would be just unbelievable, but I don't, in all candor, it's beyond any imagination. Well, probably my number one issue that in Baton Rouge is hopefully that we really get ahead on our education issues. I think there are a lot of infrastructure and other smaller issues, but for the state and for our country, and in particular for Baton Rouge, I think education is probably highest on the list, in my opinion.
This is our 35th year honoring free enterprise and companies in our community. We have a blue ribbon panel of past recipients and of community leaders that make the selection based on nominations from all sorts of industries in the community. It's been fantastic. It's extremely inspiring. Small business is what makes our economy go. The entrepreneurship is what makes innovation flow. And so we're fortunate to have these type of businesses to help our economy continue to grow and thrive.
If people have questions like more information about the business report, what should they do?
They can easily go to www.businessreport.com for more information on other events and even more information on starting a business.